Hello, it's Brooke here again. If you're new to our Sister Moms page, I am the stepmom in our family, and I want to address a couple of things that you guys have sent in asking us questions about. Lacey and I had wanted to get together a couple of weekends ago to answer these questions live together, and it didn't work out. And then we had talked about hopefully maybe getting to do it this week, but I really don't know if that's going to happen with the holiday schedules and traveling and everything. So you get me tonight, and I'm going to answer this from the step parent point of view, and Lacey can address it if she had a different experience, and maybe some things that would be helpful for those of you who are on the other side of the table as the biological parents. I just lost my light. There we go. Okay, technology. I'm still not great at doing these videos, so bear with me. So this is a really common, it's not really a question, it's a comment. A lot of people message us individually or comment on our posts about how they love our relationship. We do such a good job at it, and that's great. Thank you. This is not a put down on that. We very much appreciate that feedback and support. But a lot of people, I feel like it's discouraging to them because they say, "Oh, I would love to have that type of relationship, but my co-parent or somebody that's in a co-parenting role on the other side of the table, they're not open to it, and or even worse, they have rejected it." And then I also hear a lot like, "Oh, I couldn't do that. I couldn't be friends with my husband's ex. I couldn't do it. I don't know how you do it." And I just kind of want to talk about that because it's not like it's easy for me. Nobody grows up thinking that, "Oh, I hope one day I get to be a step parent," or "I hope one day I am getting a divorce, or I'm separating from the person I had children with, and so I have to parent with all these other people." Nobody dreams of this type of family dynamic. Or maybe you do. I certainly did not. But here we are. We're doing it. And I just want you to know, though, that this was not, it didn't come naturally to me, although I had great role models. I'm a pretty shy person, actually, and so to put myself out there to a person and to a situation where I knew I was likely going to be rejected was very hard. But I did it because I just didn't want to live life feeling miserable, because when you are having conflict in your family, in your blended family, things are a lot harder than they need to be. And you find yourself having an inner strength that you might not have realized that you had prior to being in this situation. So I guess what I want to say to this is that healthy or positive co-parenting or putting yourself out there, it's a choice. It's a choice that you get to make every day. It's a choice that you get to make with every situation that comes up. And I don't want anybody to think that, Lacey and I, we went through some hard times. We've alluded to that. We haven't really gone into a lot of detail, which we will. But it's not like we went through hard times and then the hard times were over and then we became really good friends. That's not how it happened. We were going through hard times in our family. Lacey and Brandon did not agree on a lot of things regarding co-parenting and their parenting agreement, and that, long story short, things were not super harmonious, and there was conflict, and there was unresolved conflict, and there were misconceptions on both parts, and there were uncomfortable times, but I told myself that I am going to make a choice, that I don't really love this person, but I'm gonna love her. I'm going to try to have a relationship with her despite these hard times. I'm going to have a relationship with her despite the fact that her and my husband don't agree, and so I also don't really agree. I'm going to try to have a relationship with her in spite of the fact that things are just not right now. And so what does that mean? Like, I'm gonna choose that. It means something different for everybody. For me, it meant I'm still gonna reach out to her. In a video I posted a couple weeks ago, I talked about how in those early days, Lacey and I didn't have a lot of communication just directly between us until a certain point, and then we would use the opportunity to talk about Parker, like if he did something cute, or if he said something cute, or if there was a cute picture, we would share that with each other, which is uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable at first. You're getting a glimpse into another half of his life that you're not involved in, and that's hard. It just is. But it also gives you a foundation to build upon. So I chose to keep doing that sort of thing. I chose when things were super awkward at specifically swim lessons. And oh man, we had so many swim lessons. Parker did swim lessons around the calendar all year long, and we would go, and I would be sick to my stomach before walking in there. I dreaded it. Of course, I wanted to see him progress in swim lessons, but knowing that I was going to have to sit there and pretend like everything was okay with Lacey, that was a choice. And she had to do the same thing. Now, for those of you who want this type of relationship and the other party isn't willing, we always weren't willing. There would be days when, I'm like, Brooke, make the choice. I'd reach out to her about something. I would find something to reach out to her for on purpose, just so I would have a reason to talk to her. And she wasn't having it. Either she just didn't respond, or her response was clearly like, oh, I'm not open for you today. And that's fine. Because there were days when I was just like, I've had it with trying to co-parent today. And I would get a random message from her, something about Parker, or I don't know, sometimes we talked about, I can't even remember the other things we talked about, but whatever silly, surface level thing we were talking about. I would get that message, I would see her name pop up on my phone, and I would just be nauseous. Like, anxiety just snapped right in. I didn't even want to open it. I was just like, oh, I don't want to choose it today. But you do it. And for those of you who the other party isn't willing, just keep choosing it, because eventually something will crack. There will be some opportunity that opens itself up, and I know that it seems like it might not open itself up right now, and it might not. It might take it might take a really long time. Brandon and Lacey are over 10 years into this process, and Lacey and I are almost 8 years into this process. So, and we're even just still now, even though we are probably at the strongest we have ever been in our entire co-parenting relationship, we're just now still kind of uncovering things that happened years ago that we didn't realize. Lacey, in fact, just told me a story not that long ago of a time when I overstepped my boundaries with her, and I didn't even realize I had done it. And I felt so silly. Like, oh gosh, yeah, I did do that. I remember doing it. So I guess my point is that this is a process. It will not happen overnight, but if you consistently choose how you act, you choose what words that you're going to use when you're communicating with your co-parent, because I know the old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That is not true in co-parenting. Words are like daggers, and I want to do a whole topic on trigger words, but your word choice really, really lays the foundation for how your co-parenting relationship is going to go. So choose your words wisely. Choose how you're going to show up. Choose your body language. Choose how you're going to respond when you're triggered. And if you consistently make that choice, I promise you something will change. Is it going to turn into your best friend with your co-parent? I don't know. It's okay if it doesn't. You might not, and that's okay. But make that choice. Choose it when it's hard. When it's too hard, just take a step back. You don't have to choose it every day. But you also don't have to participate in not choosing it. And I wish you all luck. Keep sending us topics. Please tell us if these videos are helpful or not. If you want to talk privately, Lacey and I are both willing to talk with you together, or if you want to talk to either one of us to get our unique perspectives, we welcome that too. So happy Thanksgiving week if we don't talk to you before then. We hope that your holiday schedule goes as smoothly as it possibly can in your blended families, and we're very, very thankful for every single one of you that follows this page and that follows us in our private group. So have a great evening and happy co-parenting.